All right. Good evening, everybody. We are back at the home office. This is Plan Your Greatness. As always, I'm your gracious host, Carlton Hamilton, and got another good one tonight. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We had the weigh-in today. Chantal and I had a good workout. She's making progress. And I'm making progress as well. So I'm holding steady. I'm around 248. I have lost about somewhere in the range of 15 to 20 pounds. I don't know exactly where I started, but I'm looking good. I think it's closer to 20. I'm at 248. So I am happy that scale is past the 250 mark. So I know as I look in that closet, at those clothes, I got a whole wardrobe in there just waiting. It's really about 20, 25 pounds away. So as we keep doing this countdown, you know, I might even want to model some of the clothes. Cause I mean, I was looking good. I was looking fit. Knees were feeling great. So about another 25 pounds. So let's just say I'm at 248 right now. So 25 pounds, which would be 38, 28, about 223. So right around in that 220 something range. Oh boy, y'all better look out. I might show some topless photos coming here like this. All right, so I'm excited. So topic for today. Now, if you've been following my other videos, you know I've already done the 3 questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? And can you visualize and see with your imagination, with your mind's eye, what it is that you actually are trying to accomplish? Can you feel it? Close your eyes and see it, literally touch it with your mind's eye. Can you do that? Because once you've answered that question, you then can now go into the next area, which is what we're going to cover, the 9 pillars of wisdom or the 9 pillars of success. Those are the 9 areas that supported my life after I asked myself those 3 questions. All right. So we're gonna go over, we went over number 1, which was, let's pull the list out. We went over number 1, which is show up and show out. So whatever situation you in, you show up and show out, because as Napoleon Hill said, if you want to get paid more for what you do, you need to do more than what you're getting paid for. And like I said, you then now are putting your application into the Universal Job Board. All right. So now, that's number 1. Number 2 is stop lying to yourself. That's the one we're going to cover today. But again, here's the other ones. Number 3 is give all your goals a deadline. Number 4 is no excuses. Number 5 is master the gift of you. Number 6 is no plan B. Number 7 is trust your mind's eye. That's that imagination. Okay. Number 8 is don't be afraid to fail. And number 9 is maximize your day the night before. But through this video or this couple videos or this one long video, we are going to cover number 2, which is stop lying to yourself. All right. Now, here's the deal. You must ask yourself those 3 questions. Again, once you ask yourself those 3 questions, you're going to create a series of things that are going to happen. You're going to change your daily behaviors. Those daily behaviors are going to turn into habits. Those habits are going to turn into skills. Those skills are going to create some knowledge. That knowledge is going to move into execution. That execution is going to give you a whole new character. And that character is going to change your future or your destiny. That's what happens when you first ask yourself those questions and you follow that through. Now, on top of that, it gives you focus. Okay. Because then you believe what you're going to do. You focus on it. You believe what you're going to do. And then what that does, that gives you direction. You're able to plan because you feel very confident that you are going to be able to accomplish what you say you're going to accomplish. All right. That becomes a term that I use where you become a tool for yourself. You're then able to utilize others on your behalf. You are no longer being utilized by other people. All right. Now, once you do that, you now then need something. You're on your way, but you need some things that are going to help support those 3 questions. That's where we get to the part where we go, number 2, stop lying to yourself. Okay. Now I put a little note here on the side because we're in an age that was not available 30 years ago when I was going through all this other stuff. 20 years ago, we got social media. You've got all these platforms out there. You've got Twitter, you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got Snapchat, you've got a whole host of other platforms where people can put up in these dating sites, Plenty of Fish, Match, eHarmony, Bumble, what's that other one I'm thinking of? Tinder. Man, there's a million sites out there, and a person can be whoever they want to be on all them different sites, and all of them can be a lie. That's the amazing thing. They can all be a lie. So social media life, and I put it down here. You're either faking or you're being a voyeur looking at what someone else is doing. I'm not on social media a bunch. This is the one thing that has got me attached and connected. And I'm going to utilize my teenagers to where I can become better at doing this, as far as have better background, editing, and all the other stuff like that. I'm going to utilize their skill because this is something as far as I'm trying to get out and tell a story. But other than that, you've got people that are living completely false lives on social media. All right. So that's why I said stop lying to yourself, because in order for you to move forward, you have to own where you're at. Because if you are lying about where you're at, you're basically scrambling on how you're going to get to the next level. But if you know honestly where you're at, you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly where you're starting from, and then it becomes easier. But if you're lying to yourself, you're trying to show this person over here this, trying to show somebody over here this, and and then eventually you start lying to yourself, and that becomes really difficult to do that. That becomes really sad. All right, so reminds me of a story. As I was doing some research some time ago, I came across not the autobiography of Harriet Tubman, but I came across the information from the biographer as he was interviewing Harriet Tubman. Okay. If you don't know who she is, stop this video, Google who she is, then come back and finish this. So then the story will make sense. All right. So I don't have to go into the details on who this person is. That's the one beautiful thing about social media and just, the internet, is that I don't have to put threads in there and all that stuff like that. Just pause it, go find out who Harriet Tubman is, and then come back. All right. So Harriet Tubman, freeing all these slaves during slavery, it is estimated that it could be anywhere from as low as 600 up to over 1,000 people she freed. And the biographer asked her, he said, you had your credit with freeing maybe over 1,000 slaves. How do you feel about that being your legacy? And I could only imagine, like my father, that Harriet Tubman may have just rubbed her face a little bit, did like an old black lady, rubbed her hands, maybe had some water there, took a little drink out of some water, and very succinctly said to the biographer, and I was always under the impression that she had this very raspy voice, and I just imagine her saying, I'd have freed 1,000 more had they just known they were slaves. I thought that was very powerful. And I use that as an example of stop lying to yourself. These individuals lied to themselves, lied to the fact that there was some endearing quality, there was some comfort in slavery. I'm not going to get too far on a tangent, but I don't see how any person in those conditions can see themselves as better off. But I get it, because they were probably seeing themselves better off as, I get to sleep in this house and everything, but you're still a slave. You're still in captivity. You still do not have the power to control your own destiny. That's enough said. All right. So I thought that was very powerful. And Carter G. Woodson, he wrote a book. Here, I got it right here. Carter G. Woodson wrote this book right here. It comes in different titles, but this is the one that I have. You see right here, it says Miseducation of the Negro. There is one particular part up in there that I use in the book where Carter G. Woodson talks specifically about that the black was so conditioned, had so adopted this lie of slavery and this conditioning, that when they were free and were able to go into places to eat, the black was so conditioned going around to the back that black would go to the back, and if there wasn't a back door there, they would demand that they put one there. They were so conditioned to that lie. Now, you see that? See how dangerous that is? Hold on a second. I need to quickly turn off this one speaker I got over here. Battery's about to go die. Hold up. All right. I was using that speaker listening to something else and it was dying on me. All right. So see that? Harriet Tubman's trying to free these blacks out of slavery. She feels she would have freed more had they known they were slaves. Carter G. Woodson talks about that when you are so conditioned in something that you adopt this negative perception of yourself, that when it's not there, you demand that it's there. So you are creating a substandard way people are treating you because you're lying to yourself. All right. So now, as we move along, we're going to talk Napoleon Hill, and I'm going to use his book. Napoleon Hill, book right here, The Laws of Success. All right. Now, I mentioned this before. That book. Okay, hold on. Shaking my desk. Okay. Napoleon Hill. Most people are not aware of that book is the research, and Think and Grow Rich, which most people are more aware of. That book is actually the notes of The Law of Success. All right. In that book, he speaks specifically about accurate thinking, not lying to yourself. Okay. He says that if you are going to make changes, you have to accurately assess your situation. You have to accurately assess your skill set. You have to accurately see what you need, see what you lack. Stop lying to yourself, telling other people stories that are not true about yourself. Okay. If you have a business, you have a business. If you don't have a business, you don't have a business. You got money in the bank? You got money in the bank. If you don't have money in the bank, go hustle up some money. All right. So these are things as far as where he said accurate thinking, because when you are not accurately thinking, this is what happens. You begin to operate on a level of just surviving. Okay. And so this is what happens. When you are lying to yourself, you begin to accept mediocrity. And in my case, I accepted mediocrity. I accepted homelessness. I accepted bouncing around to different people's places. And then that eventually resulted in me going to prison. All right. So as a general rule, that if you are accepting mediocrity, homelessness, then when people start treating you bad, you think that that's okay. That's why you have to stop lying to yourself, because if you know where you are and you go, you know what, this situation sucks, then you don't accept the behavior. But if you go, well, it's not too bad or whatever, then people shit on you, then you go, well, yeah, maybe I deserve that. No. You see how that just perpetuates and just this downward? No. Okay. Because when you accept that, this is what happens. You have needs that need to be satisfied. And if you are accepting mediocrity, homeless and everything, now your needs are being lowered and you are accepting those. So then you start losing what I have down here is you start losing the ability to really start seeking to be understood, seeking to be affirmed, seeking to be validated, seeking to be appreciated, because you think that your existence, the shitty existence you're in, is okay. So you don't care if anybody understands you. You don't care about being affirmed. You don't care about being validated or appreciated. You don't seek. These are higher level places that you want to be. You don't even think they're possible for you because you have now accepted. And again, satisfied needs do not motivate. So if you don't see yourself needing those things, you're not gonna seek them. But if you get those things, the basic essentials, and you start moving up, now you have different needs and you start seeking satisfaction. All right. What I see from that is that you become the best of the worst. You become the best bum, the best homeless person. And what I saw in prison was guys looking to be really model inmates, cleaning up their rooms and making them all immaculate. And I always looked at that. I said, I kept my room neat. But I'm like, what are you doing this for? Because I know before I went into prison, I wasn't doing all that stuff. I wasn't trying to keep some tidy place. I was neat, but I wasn't like obsessively organized. And I always thought that just didn't make any sense. You're sitting over here trying to become a great model inmate. You should be trying to read like I did. I read because I wanted to learn a skill, expand my brain that I could use when I got out of here. I had no intentions of being a janitor. So I'm not going to try to clean my cell up and wax the floor and do all that other bullshit that didn't mean anything. Okay. So Lisa Nichols said something that I want to share that's very powerful. And she says that when you are in that position where you are lying to yourself, you wake up every day trying to hide, protect, prove, or defend something. So as I say, when you stop lying to yourself, okay, then you can wake up with a clear conscience. You can say, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to protect anything. I'm not trying to prove anything, and I'm not trying to defend anything. I'm just me. So now you can look at the world and say, this is what I'm going to show you. This is what I'm going to give you. So then you basically are asking yourself, so what am I going to be? What do I choose to be today? All right. And that's what I did in prison. Unbeknownst to myself, that's it. I woke up every day going, this is me. I'm going to be something when I get out of here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be, but I'm going to tell you what I'm not. I'm not all that bullshit that I came up in here with. I ain't trying to hide nothing, protect anything, prove anything, or defend anything. Let's go. Let's be something different. All right. I read something recently where it says 40% of what we do on a daily basis, 40%, almost half the stuff we do on a daily basis is just habit. So I say that to yourself. If you are lying to yourself, if you are going down the road of life and 40% of the things that you're doing, and if you look around your life and say, I don't like these things, you can look at almost half of them are on autopilot. So if you can look at that and say, about half the things are on autopilot, and I've been doing them for a long period of time. And that's the formula for where you got to be right now. 40% of that was just on autopilot. So stop lying to yourself. You're going to begin to rewire, reactivate some things and really move yourself in a positive direction. Now, all right. With that said, let's close this down. My challenge to you, because I've gone through the 3 questions. I've gone through the first 2 pillars. The first one is, let me look at it. The first one is show up and show out. And then the second one is stop lying to yourself. Okay. You're building this foundation that you are firmly setting right on top of it, the 3 questions. Now the 3 questions have some standards that they need to adhere to. All right. So my challenge to you is ask yourself the 3 questions. Answer those questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? And what's the last one? Your imagination. See with your mind's eye. Close your eyes and see if you can grab it, touch it, feel it. All right. Now, once you do that, maybe apply 1 or 2. Show up and show out where you are. Work. What is it? If you want to get paid for more than what you do, then do more than what you're getting paid for. Okay. Or the other one is just flat out stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to people. Stop lying to yourself. Just stop lying. Just be who you are. Come clean. And then from this point on, build from that point. All right. Like this page. Subscribe to this page. Share this page. I didn't say this earlier, but I'm saying this now at the end. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to access all this stuff when we go live. iTunes, SoundCloud, Audible. There's a Facebook page. We're going to start putting the information on there. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, more stuff on YouTube, Google Plus, Amazon, Tumbler, ebooks. We're gonna Google Play Store. We're gonna try to have everything. So however you want to get this information, whether you want a video or you just want the audio, we're gonna have that. Also, PlanYourGreatness.com. You're gonna be able to go and get some greatness gear. You can see the kind of the sketch of the book cover is right there. My daughter is going to be working on it. I'm gonna have her. She has some ideas as far as, just think about it. It's going to be a combination of a G and the Superman symbol and a diamond, a marquee diamond. So that's a combination. It's, it's kind of wrapped around. All right. Again, this is Carlton Hamilton. This is Plan Your Greatness. And again, plan your greatness because no one else will. See you all soon.